Oh boy, are we living in interesting times. We have a reality TV star for our president of the United States of America. So that's pretty interesting. And I'll talk about my political views soon, but first, moreover, in introducing myself, I just want to say that I'm a tremendously talented artist. I've been an artist since I was 2 years old, so that's about 50 years. And I've been a professional artist for the last 4.5 years. Around the summer of 2016, I started making my 2017 goals for my art career, which included beefing up my YouTube channel and creating tutorials sort of covering some of the interesting techniques that I use in my surrealist paintings. So yeah, I was happy little artist trotting along, living my life, enjoying the world back in the summer of 2016. And then lo and behold, on November 8th of 2016, the United States of America elected Donald Trump as President of the United States. And a tiny rage started growing in me. The rage, I'll talk about that in a moment, but it overpowered my artful spirit. I felt suddenly like, what is the point to even being an artist? I just had this really surprising amount of shock at the very self-centered and greed-focused motivations of my fellow Americans. And this rage that was growing in me was overtaking my life. It was giving me ulcers and migraines. I wasn't sleeping. And my artistic goals just felt so minuscule and pointless because I felt like what I really need to focus on in my life is helping the people that are now going to suffer tremendously. I considered giving up the art career and possibly going into politics. So I actually started organizing some of my art supplies to give away or sell because it just felt so silly to be an artist all of a sudden, and mostly because of this change within me that was completely unexpected. It's this thing that I did not expect to feel because I did not expect that the outcome of our 2016 presidential election would have been this. Yeah, so it sort of blindsided me that I have this very passionate feeling that I need to stand up and protect people that I care about. So yeah, yada yada, I had some ulcers and migraines and still combating those, but in the restless nights and insomnia and so forth, I started to get these visions of very impactful, strongly visual, representative paintings, basically compositions, with Donald Trump as the central figure. And I just started sketching them out, and it started to feel natural, like I remember feeling back in my whimsical painting times. So the rage is basically morphing into a new art direction, which I am embracing, and there is a great passion behind it. 5 or 10 years ago, I didn't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican, and I still have a hard time labeling myself anything, and I don't think people should be categorized or divided that way. But the basis of my rage boils down to the unfounded hate-based leadership that we are now enduring. Not only are we being led by hate, but we are being led by incompetence, narcissism, ADD, boredom, whatever you want to call that, and lies. And the lies are probably the biggest of all the issues, because certain people, American voters, believe the lies, and they feed off of them and spread them. The hateful are in power right now. So as those lies are spread, the hate increases, it grows, and as a result, when we watch immigrant families getting torn apart, and we watch hate crimes happening to people of color, or people with gender identity differences, or people fighting for civil rights, all of that increases as the hatred spreads and the lies spread. And that's what makes me tremendously angry. Right, so because my pool of Trump supporter acquaintances is still very minuscule, I do actively seek out and engage Trump supporters to try to understand them, and they oftentimes are religious or claim to be Christian, but they're using their Christianity to sort of validate their entitled superior outlook as an American, and they use it as a means to explain why it's okay to oppress and destroy other people's lives who maybe don't align with their particular privileges. A handful of Trump voters now see the truth. And so we're now sifting down to the hard-headed nuggets. We're sifting through all the garbage, and we've got the main, headstrong, big chunks left in the pan. And interacting with those particular people is a lot like trying to, hit your head against a wall. It gets nowhere. So, I'm grateful that I've had conversations with some strangers that I've never met who are Trump voters and Trump supporters. And I've learned about their outlook, and I've learned about their biases and their ignorance and their fear. And you can kind of understand that to a degree. But there are some very angry, hateful people that still strongly support President Trump. And those people I don't think I'll ever get through to. So, political paintings! Here's where my artwork comes back into play. I've always been very lucky to be able to express myself so well and express my thoughts so well through art and painting, through creating these artworks that are going to be thought-provoking and visceral, primal. They're going to hopefully generate conversation. Most likely they're going to generate controversy, and I'm realizing that I'm totally cool with that. If you have any suggestions, compliments, insults for me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm considering live streaming the painting either here on YouTube or over on Twitch. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that or in conversing with me over a live stream of the painting process. So I just want to thank you for hearing me out here, and happy President's Day. I hope you enjoy the day off and maybe get a little break from your own internal rage and work on some of your own projects and things that make you feel happy.